And that is another podcast, Will Walker Show. I'm Will Walker. Thank you guys for taking time to listen to today's podcast. Today's podcast, 218, stand on business. We'll talk about Super Bowl, some other things, the NBA All-Star Game, Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball, period. Be it college or whatever. And then NBA All-Star Saturday night. Best thing about that, the whole situation was Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. Hey, that was thrilling, man. And then she shot that ball from the men's three-point line. Not the WNBA three-point line, but the men's three-point line. So, very impressive. And she got 26. She put a little pressure on Steph. A lot of pressure on that cat. But anyway, stand on business. Kansas City professional football team, repeat Super Bowl champions. Coming out of that 3 seed, not the 1 seed. The narrative before the playoffs started was Kansas City can't play on the road. Nah, some boys did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all that Taylor Swift shenanigans or saying that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City got a very good football team, man. They did what they needed to do to get that win last weekend. To my dismay, I wanted my Miami Dolphins to get there and win it, but that's not what it was. The Kansas City professional football team repeated as champions. San Francisco got nobody but themselves to blame in that ball game because they was really, in my opinion, dominating the first half of that football game, and they should have been up by more than that, not just a 10-3 score, but they wasn't able to do much to take advantage of really them having dominated the first half of that ball game. They didn't take advantage of it. So that is it. That is what it is. You let a team with a quarterback of Patrick Mahomes' caliber hang around, that's what happens. They come back and they beat you. Or he comes back and he beats you. I would say this, man. I wasn't really on this. This cat could be one of the greatest of all time as far as it's too soon. You know what I'm saying? I know he's won 3 Super Bowls, but that dude will do whatever it takes to win. Andy Reid called a heck of a game. The dude on the other side, Kyle Shanahan, he got some answering to do. And then he turns around after he loses, he gets rid of Steve Wilkes. Now, I'm gonna say this, and this ain't no racism. I'm not gonna play no race card in this whole situation. This whole thing just stinks to me. It just stinks. Steve Wilkes and that defense did everything they could to keep that team in the ball game, and they really gave them an advantage. But it's not, he doesn't call plays. They should have run the ball more. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of that. Try to keep Mahomes on the sideline. The defense did what they could. Both defenses wore out in the fourth quarter because that's when the game started to pick up a little bit. The offenses really started to dominate in that fourth quarter and in the overtime. So I think Kyle Shanahan needs to look in the mirror in his play calling instead of just blaming everything on, just making Steve Wilkes the scapegoat and letting Steve Wilkes go. There was a point in that ball game late when Kansas City was driving to where Kyle Shanahan decided he was going to, I guess you can say, show his authority. He's the head coach. He does get final say on play calls, whether it be offense or defense. And he showed that late in that ball game, and he kind of went over there and he called a timeout and said, hey, change that play. Don't run that defense. Change the defense. And that's kind of tough to, for a guy of Steve Wilkes' caliber. The man's been in the NFL for a long time. I don't know the number of years, but he's been there for a while. The man's a former head coach. You know what I'm saying? Would he have done that to D'Amico Ryans? Would he have done that to the cat that's in New York, the head coach, who were both his former defense coordinators? I'm not really sure. Robert Saleh. I don't know if he would have done that to those two gentlemen, but he did it to Steve Wilkes. I didn't see it at that time when I watched it. That was the handwriting on the wall for Steve Wilkes. I mean, good gracious. They were in the Super Bowl. The man had the number 1 defense at times during this season. They went into the playoffs with the number 3 defense. I just think he's used as a scapegoat, the fact that they didn't win. But Kyle Shanahan's now blown 3 leads in the Super Bowl. It's at some point that cat got to look in the mirror. At some point, he's got to say, maybe it's me. Maybe it ain't the D coordinator. Maybe it ain't this. Maybe it ain't that. I mean, he's blown leads. So at some point, maybe he needs to look at it as it's him and not necessarily somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And he did get there with 3 different quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Although he was not the head coach with Atlanta, But he got there with what's the cat name? Matt Ryan. Then he got there with Jimmy Garoppolo, and now with Brock Purdy. He got to the Super Bowl. So I mean, the dude can coach, but he just keeps coming up short uh, when the big game's on the line, when the money's on the line, in the big moments. And then and a lot of that, and another thing that may have something to do with it is the fact that he's lost to Tom Brady and he's lost to Patrick Mahomes twice. And these are two generational type difference makers at quarterbacks. And if you for the NFL with this parity thing, because the Chiefs are now won what's this back-to-back Super Bowls, and that's 3 in the last 5 years. All this parity mess that the NFL tries to say, try to get us on or say that there's parity in the NFL. That's live. You got a generational difference maker at quarterback. Ain't no parity. There's no parity. Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls. He won 2 of them, 7 of them jokers. Now this cat has gone to 4 Super Bowls in the 6 years he's been the starting quarterback and won 3. So ain't no parity if you got a generational type difference maker at quarterback. And that is what Patrick Mahomes is. He's a difference maker at quarterback. Even with the superstar wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, although he's got a superstar tied in Travis Kelce. But those receivers, you can't say are superstars, but he's making them household names because of who he is. I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes. So if you got that difference maker at quarterback, which Patrick Mahomes is one of 3 of the cats in the league that I look at that way, besides Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. Yeah, you got a very good chance of winning in this league. Everybody else, all other quarterbacks, including Brock Purdy, you bet not be the reason your team lose. You cannot be the reason your team lose. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Don't make that mistake. That's all I can say about that. Don't make the mistake to cause your team the game. And I don't think Brock Purdy did that in this game. Yes, he didn't make the plays, but he's not a difference maker at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough loss for San Francisco. If you're a San Francisco fan, tough loss. But hey, the Chiefs, their Super Bowl run, they started off beating my Miami Dolphins. Then they went on the road and beat the number 2 seed, the Buffalo Bills. Then they went on the road and beat the number 1 seed, the MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson. And then they beat the number 1 seed on the other side in San Francisco. So the Kansas City professional football team is the repeat champions. Staying on business. Hey, let me say this about a particular the beginning. This lift every voice and sing. This part about that. Man, listen. They could miss me with all that pregame stuff. I'm just so serious. I don't care for the pregame stuff. I just want to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? That includes the national anthem. Lift their voice and sing. My thing is, man, they could have done without all that mess. Let's play football. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to down it or the song. I'm just saying I could do without it. Me personally. You know what I'm saying? It's a football game. It's not a political event. It's a football game. Let's play football. But I say that about the national anthem also. I'm not. It just doesn't do anything for me, man. That's just play football. All that pageantry that goes on before the game to me is just over the top. You know what I'm saying? Let's just play the game. But that's not the way it is. Again, I could have done without lift every voice and sing. And that's pretty much all I got in regards to my thoughts about the Super Bowl. Again, I'm petty. I'm a hater. My Miami Dolphins wasn't there, so I really I didn't have a dog in the fight, and I really wasn't that interested in watching it, but it did get compelling at the end of the game, a little drama. Then it going into overtime, and then, hey, Kansas City professional football team pulled it out again. So kudos to them. And then the incident that happened, at their celebration at a parade, that's unfortunate, man. And, you just wish people be sensible and not be so quick on that trigger or quick to violence and things like that. That's, your hearts and your prayers go out to those, who were injured, and also the young lady that was a DJ that lost her life. That's sad to hear. It's supposed to be a celebration point, and it turned into, an ugly incident, dealing with gun violence. But, that's just really sad. You wish that wouldn't come to that. You wish people be able to enjoy themselves, but that's not what happened. And unfortunately, it got ugly. So Again, thoughts and prayers of those who, were injured, and then also with the family of the victim. So that's what it is. All right, NBA Saturday night, man. Let me get to this All-Star game thing. That dunk contest is whack. It's just whack. Nothing against Mac McClung. I think that's the cat that won, the G Leaguer. Nothing against that dude. It's just whack. The dunk contest is whack. I'm starting there because it's just whack. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Unless these dudes are jumping from planes or off the top of the building or doing 360s or something, that's the only way I can see how the NBA All-Star, how the NBA Slam Dunk Contest could be of any significance, D. As I welcome it, D, and little man, there he is. That's my little man. What's up, bro? You on mute, bro. You on mute or am I on mute?
How about now?
There you go. There you go.
I'm
There
good,
he
man.
is.
He's sitting up here aggravating me, man. Just he being him.
Hey, that's all right. He gonna add some flavor to the show.
Hey, that's what's up, man. How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. Just working hard. You know how that is, man. Got to pay them bills, man. Them bills come first. This is for fun.
Hey, I know you're right.
But maybe get your thoughts, man. That I talked about Super Bowl. I gave my thoughts. What you think, man, about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City team getting that third Super Bowl, man? What's your thoughts on it?
Hey, man, look, to me, I think Frisco gave away the game more than Kansas City took it, man. That's just my honest opinion. I really feel like they gave the game away. You fumbled inside the 20. You missed two basically walk-in touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't go for the fourth and goal from the 4, you know what I mean, with Pat on the other side. That's like not going for it and Brady sitting over there, bro.
Exactly.
You gotta punch that in. Like, we not kicking no field goals against Kansas City, especially not in the crunch. So but I give Kansas City credit, you know what I mean? Like they took advantage of it. I really can't complain about nothing I saw as far as the officiating. Watching the game live was a little
Mm-hmm.
different. I had a couple thoughts about some of the non-holds that were getting called for Kansas City, but still, at the end of the day, I still think Frisco gave the game away. Like they pissed it away for the second
What do you
time
think?
against Kansas City.
And your boy Cal Shanahan, that's now he's been in 3 Super Bowls. Now, one it was as an old cord of the Atlanta Falcons. He blew that lead against Brady.
Uh huh.
Okay, he blew a lead when they played down in Miami
Uh
against
huh.
Kansas City in that Super Bowl. Now he's blown
Uh
another
huh.
lead. But my man fired Steve Wilkes, bro.
And
I'm
yeah, I
not
have an
happy.
issue with that. It was like he tried to make Steve Wilkes to go for that. When if you really look at how their defense played, the defense played well. The defense played well. Mahomes looked rattled for
A
a
lot.
nice chunk of the game. They couldn't cash in. You know what I mean? You missed two wide open throws to Debo. You know what I mean? Like he was open. You know what I mean? And you miss him. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, CMC for as much as he did. You know what I mean? You fumble on an opening drive where y'all will basically walk down the field and you just, you know what I mean, you cough it up. The punt returner fumble the ball when y'all clearly have momentum and it's
Mm-hmm.
going your way. So you gave him too many shots at it.
I said D that you can't blame Steve Wilkes for this because Steve Wilkes came in. He at some point during this season he had #1 rated defense. And then he went into the playoffs with the #3 rated defense. He did what he's supposed to do. You can't say that it was the San Francisco 49ers defense that lost that game. More than I think for me, it was the play calling. That's the way I saw it. It
I
was
would
the play
agree.
calling. Hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree with you though. And if you really look at their defense, the numbers actually were better than they were under D'Amico Ryans.
Thank you.
Like the numbers were better. I think that was a knee jerk reaction by him. But if you're gonna fire somebody, it shouldn't have been him. And then,
Mm,
as well as the defense played, they played the majority of the game without their second best linebacker in Greenlaw, who, if people really thought about it, Kelsey had no success until
nothing.
Greenlaw got hurt.
That's right. In that
They,
first
they,
half, he had nothing.
he had nothing going. They had him locked up. So, what I mean, with all that, the offense had the ball the majority of the first half, and y'all didn't
Hmm.
y'all didn't get nearly enough points out of it. I'm sorry.
You had to get a trick play. You had to do a trick play to get a touchdown.
That was almost a disaster. because
That
if
was
that
a horrible
lineman
throw.
don't chip McDuffie,
Yeah,
it's going the other way.
it's
Like, he
going the
barely got
other.
a piece of that dude. So, yeah,
But
I feel like Shanahan got a little tight. I do.
but
I think he
I
got
say this,
tight.
D. I will say this. John Lynch is the court, right? I mean, he's the general manager there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a former defensive player. I mean, he played with Warren Sapp, Derrick Brooks. I mean, this cat played. He knows about defense.
Right.
So by them firing Steve Wilkes, that tells me that John Lynch ain't in control.
Oh,
That
no.
Kyle
Kyle
Shanahan is in
Shanahan is
control.
running that show. Yeah, Kyle is in control out there. I don't care what nobody else says. I think every big decision that they make doesn't come through John. I think John does the majority of the drafting. Like, I think the
Hmm.
only time they really kind of butted heads was when they took Trey Lance, because I don't think Shanahan didn't want Trey Lance. Like, that's from what you heard.
Okay,
That wasn't who he
right.
wanted. But aside from that, just about all those other decisions, I think those are his guys. And I mean, listen, whoever put the team together, it's not like they put together a crap team. Like, they should, to me, they
Mm-mm.
should have won it. To me, they had the better team. To me, they
Man,
had the better team. It just
they got
they
the better
didn't.
offense.
They got a better O
Now
line.
better O line. They should have run the ball a little bit more.
I agree. I
I
agree.
just don't think Brock Purdy is that dude. I said, Derek, that there's three difference makers in this NFL currently.
All right.
Patrick Mahomes is one. Lamar
Right.
Jackson is another one, although he coughed it up, a couple of weeks before the Super Bowl, and that might have had a lot to do with him being tight and wanting to prove something. You know me. I say if you got to prove it, you ain't doing
You
anything.
ain't there.
You
You ain't
just
there yet.
you ain't there yet. You got to go play, and then of course Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow, got
He
hurt
been
this year. So
hurt.
those are the three guys. Everybody
Right.
else are game managers.
I would agree.
They cannot be the reason your team loses.
Right.
You know, and Brock Purdy just ain't him. I don't care what that offense did under him. Man, that cat got Debo, Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon
He's
Ayuk,
got
yeah. He got everybody.
he's got he got Georgia, and
Hang on.
he's got a all
I
star
gotta do this.
running back. Come on, man,
All right.
don't play me. This dude, he's got the
He got
guys.
everybody. Cam Newton said
He
it best, and everybody was pissed at Cam because Cam was like, I don't trust him. I just trust the resources that he got. I think that's a fair
but
statement.
and Cam's the guy that can say that because can't anybody name when Cam went to the Super Bowl and won the MVP? Name anybody else on that offense. Anybody else.
Uh, don't ask me that. I can.
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
but you make it to the Super Bowl with Ted Ginn Jr. and Philly Brown as like your guys. Yeah, I mean that kind of says it all, son. You ain't got no pants on. Sit down.
and that's the part to where I say he is qualified to say if a dude what he see is going on at the quarterback position, it ain't hate. That's him being
Right. That's
observant.
just him. Yeah, and it was a true statement. It's just people get all pissy every time you say something about the guy because they like him. But is there any truth to what he's saying? Yes, there was. You know what I mean? Like he had an aging Greg Olson, nobody else
Oh, oh
outside,
my
and
goodness.
you know what I mean? He got within a Von Miller hit to the head that wasn't called, that called that fumble from winning the Super Bowl. I know people that love Peyton Manning be like, "Oh, you hate?" No, nah. If you go back and watch the film, he hits him in the face. If anybody does
Yeah,
that to Peyton in that game, it's a flag. So,
exactly. And that's the other part of that is nobody wants to give Cam any credit because of whatever his lifestyle is. I don't even know.
man,
I'm thinking that's what it is. You don't like his
listen,
flamboyant style or his dress or his attire or whatever. Man, look, the object of the game is to score more points than the other team. And if you have a difference maker who's a MVP of the league
right?
and he gets that team to the Super Bowl, Ron Rivera ain't been nowhere near that
That's
level
it. I
of
know you're right. Or
success.
success since Cam and him parted
Okay.
ways.
So a lot of that guy do, like I said, if you got a superstar quarterback, that's a difference maker, which Cam was. You know what I'm saying? His stats may not have been gaudy, but Cam wasn't no
Well,
joke.
people say that, like people say that, but you got to remember Cam Newton set the record for rookie passing yard. Yeah, like 4,500 yards
Right.
as a rookie.
I
So it
know.
wasn't like he was a dud. People act like because he didn't hit 5,000 over, his numbers ain't that great. Nah, it's just that his coaches allow him to do stuff that most players didn't do, and the officiating didn't do him any favors because when people took shots at him, they didn't call it. We still see
None.
that same thing now with Justin Fields and Tua and a lot of the other guys, Lamar. You know what I mean? So that's another story for another day. We'll have a whole segment on that.
Speaking of Justin Fields, I'm so glad you brought this cat up. Chicago moves on from him and take Caleb Williams, who looks like he could possibly be a generational type quarterback. He looks like he could be a difference maker. I mean, the cat can throw the ball from all angles. He's got the running ability. He's got the pocket savvy that is shown when he was at USC and at Oklahoma. So this cat looks like he may be the real deal. Now, we don't know how that's going to translate over to the NFL,
Hmm.
but do you keep Justin Fields if you're Chicago? Or do you try to get resources for him and draft Caleb Williams? Or do you trade the number one pick?
If I'm being honest, I actually think I stay with Justin. I stay with Justin. I give him Marvin Harrison, or I trade down. I still give him Marvin Harrison and
Mm-hmm.
collect some more people. Probably go and try to get a Dunze, that big receiver from Washington. If you got more than
Mm-hmm.
one pick in the first round, Justin Fields, everybody act like Justin Fields played absolutely horrible. And
Mm-mm.
that's just not the case. Like it's really
Mm-hmm.
not the case. Like he played solid. He's what, a second year guy?
That was his second. That's his second full season as a
Yeah,
starting quarterback. Yeah.
that's his second full season now. It'd be different if he had a Jamar Chase
Mm-hmm.
and T. Higgins and a really good running game and a good, tight end. That wasn't the case. That just
Mm-mm.
wasn't the case at all. You threw this dude out there. Plus, he plays in one of the worst cities ever for good quarterback play. It's cold as heck up there. You
With
can't,
that
you can't.
win, yes,
Well, you
sir.
gotta be able to run the ball when it's that cold. They couldn't run the ball, so you put a lot on his shoulders in bad weather. To me, I watched Caleb Williams. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams to me is a more athletic Jameis Winston. Now people gonna be like, "Oh, bro, you hating," but if you think about it, Caleb Williams is a turnover machine.
I agree
He
with you
really
on that.
is. He turns the
Yeah.
ball over a lot. He take a lot of chances, and because you can do stuff, you tend to try it all the time. Now, if he gets
He
into
does.
somebody's system that can rein him in, then yeah, okay, I can see the generational talent. But if you
Mm-hmm.
really thought about it, Indianapolis drafted one of them dudes last year. His name is Richardson. Same dude.
Yeah.
4'4",
Same dude.
can throw the ball 80 yards, standing still in the middle of the field, cannon for an arm. When he on, he on. When he off, he off.
Mm.
Anybody listen? I'm open to anybody's argument on that, but I watched a lot of football. I've seen a lot of these dudes. We saw one.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't run that fast, but his name was Jamarcus Russell. He could throw the ball anywhere.
Oh.
We've seen him. Ryan Leaf,
Oh.
uh, Mitchell Trubisky, even all these people that are high on Drake May. I watched Drake May play like 10 times. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I'm,
Listen, I've seen 100 quarterbacks around the country playing spread offense that put up big numbers. What makes him special? He don't run fast. He ain't got a
mm-mm.
cannon for an arm.
Mm-mm.
None of that. I hate these guys. Oh, he processes so well, bro. It's five receivers on the field. College defenses ain't that complex. You playing
Hey,
against
they
maybe
said
one pro corner and a bunch of dudes.
they said that about Tua. They say he processes real well. Yeah, but when he goes against these top notch defenses, that processing don't work. You got to be able to be a difference maker with your arm or something, and
Hey, well,
that's what
listen,
Tua can't do.
but even with Tua showed you stuff that made you be like, okay, this dude is a winner. Like you saw Tua make the big throw in a game when he need to. You name me one big throw that Drake May made where you were like, oh snap.
Oh, you talking about in
Like,
college?
yeah, in college, like
Okay,
you
okay,
saw
okay.
stuff like the
Yeah,
touchdown to Devontae Smith or the one to
well, that
Ridley
was
against
yeah.
LSU, you know what I mean, with
Mm-hmm.
the corner that played for the Texans all over the guy. You know what I mean? Like you saw stuff. You can't give me the Drake May signature moment or really
I
the
can't.
Caleb Williams, aside from that catch that dude Mims made against Texas that year where he looked like OBJ and the dude almost
Mm-hmm.
took his head off and he still caught it. He
Mm-hmm.
make a lot of runs and a lot of plays. You like, ooh, but he does all the stuff that they tell you don't do in the league. You throw across your body, running the wrong way. You throwing, you know what I mean? You think you Mahomes out there pitching the ball, but Pat know where his ball going. Yours usually end up in
Yeah,
somebody else's chest.
yeah.
That's
It's
all
a
I'm saying, y'all.
copycat
Not
league.
hating.
It's a copycat league, bro. It's a copycat
Yeah.
league, and people looking at it and I hear the similarities to Mahomes, and I ain't going that far. I said
Man,
he
please,
does the off the platform things like Mahomes. I ain't said he was Mahomes. I
man.
ain't going that far
Listen, man.
because Mahomes
Nobody,
is one.
but nobody thought Mahomes was Mahomes. Mahomes didn't go to what 13,
He went somewhere in
10,
there, 10 or
somewhere
13.
13.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
nobody knew if Mahomes was Mahomes. Nobody knew Brady was Brady. Now you looked at Joe Burrow and said, okay,
Oh,
this
Joe
dude
Burrow
right here
was.
might. But Joe Burrow was a monster in college, but even him,
Yes, he was.
he's had one really good year where they ran it to the Super Bowl, and he
And then he
looks the
really
part.
took off when Jamar got there. When Jamar Chase got there, it was totally
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just really took off. So you don't
but
even
but you
but
just made
even
my
Brady's
point.
gonna be yeah.
You just made my point. If you give Justin Fields weapons, to me, you know what you got with Caleb. You don't know what you're getting. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I take him. I take Fields for two.
Hey, I know you would. I
I
know
take
you
Fields
would.
for two.
I
That's
know
real
you would.
talk.
There's
And
a
I know
lot
a
of
lot of
teams
Dolphin
that'll
fans
take
might.
Justin Fields.
I'm sorry. I take Fields for two. The arm strength and the running ability, and you put him in that offense.
Yeah, the last 10 games of the year, he looked great
He
because
did.
they let him go. Like, listen, you gotta let some of these
Got
dudes.
nothing
You
to
just gotta
lose.
let them do what they do. And when they finally turned him loose, you saw what he could do. You give him some
Got
more
it.
weapons.
Yeah,
I
I agree with you. You give any quarterback these weapons. That I
yeah,
mean, you can't win. I mean, I'm Dan Marino's my all time favorite quarterback. My all time favorite football player. Period. And he couldn't do nothing after the Marx brothers left. They had to go get him Irvin Fryer and Mark Ingram. They had to go get him some guys that could run. They got him a Tony Martin. They got him OJ McDuffie. You know, you
yeah.
can't win with a Rondé Gadsden and Lamar Thomas at wide receiver. No disrespect for them cats. I'm not
Hey, I feel
disrespecting
you.
them, but you got to
Yeah,
have guys that can get separation at that wide receiver spot, which is why
yeah,
what Mahomes is doing is really special because the only guy that can get separation on his offense is Travis Kelsey. Because
yeah.
nobody, no linebacker can cover this cat one on one. As
Nah,
fast as Fred Warner was, he gave Fred Warner inside and was gone. He gave him a doo and went to the inside across the middle and was gone. So it's proven nobody can cover that dude one on Travis Kelsey one on one. But that tells you how special Mahomes is because I mean, who the heck is Rice? Who the heck is he?
hey,
And Nico
look,
Hartman got cut by the Jets.
hey,
And he
that
got
that
the
was
game with a
hey,
touchdown.
hey, he got his money. That's what that was about. Uh, r- well, I won't say he doesn't have anybody. I think I think I think Rice is gonna be nice. Like Rice reminds me of you. Remember that dude? Oh gosh, he played for the Seahawks. Named Sidney Rice, big, tall, rangy receiver.
Yeah, I know what you're
He
talking about.
reminds me of him. He
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of him. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Valdez Scantling. I mean, everybody acted like these dudes was like dump trash or something. Like these were like name people that people knew who they were. Their problem wasn't they couldn't get away from people. They just couldn't hold on to the ball. Once they started holding on to the ball, it got a lot better. But I agree with your point that what I mean he need help. The only dude I've seen that could just go win Super Bowls with people you can't name is Tom Brady. Because
That's
aside
why he
from
won
Deion
seven.
Branch, them first three Super Bowls, I can't tell you nobody.
That's a good point.
You
Troy
remember
Brown,
Deion Branch?
Deion Branch, Troy Brown.
You see
I
my
can't
face.
think. I
Deion Branch, Troy Brown. Listen, I'm a Patriot fan, so I know like David
yeah.
Givens. You know what I mean?
Oh
I know
man,
that, but
yeah.
the average person can't tell you who. And like everybody, like he
Yeah.
had Wes Welker. We didn't win with Wes Welker. We
Didn't
didn't.
win.
We
Didn't
didn't win
win.
with Wes Welker. Dante Stallworth, Randy Moss. We didn't win. We
Didn't
won
win.
Super Bowls with a bunch of dudes who you can't name.
You
So
can't dang.
yeah,
But he
so
did
I,
have
I
that back.
agree with you.
He had Corey Dillon. He had the back. I mean, that play. That's what Tom Brady made his living off
He
of, the play
he
action
had
pass.
he had he
That's
had
how the
30
Bucks got to
something
the Super
year
Bowl.
old Corey Dillon. He didn't have 25-year-old Corey Dillon. But you know what I mean,
But
again, but what you're saying is on because the coaching can help you with a lot of that. Like
I
Pat
mean,
Mahomes is
Charlie
Pat
White.
Mahomes, but
What's that dude's name? What was the coordinator? Charlie Weiss.
yeah, Charlie Weiss was a bad boy.
Yeah, you're a bad boy calling plays, but not head coaching, and
Yeah,
that's
hey,
even at the
listen.
college level.
Hey, look. Sometimes you have to know where your lane is to stay in it. That's why
He didn't
what's
know.
old boy name? Kansas City D coordinator. Uh,
Oh, Spagnola.
Spagnola. Spags
He
don't
ain't
want to
going
be a
nowhere.
head coach. He found his
Mm.
lane. He good.
Nah, he say, nah, I'm good right here. I can
Yeah,
win as many Super Bowls, and then I'm gonna get that bread because when we win, they won't have to pay me.
there
You
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? It may not be head coaching money, but it's good enough, and I'm
Let-
comfortable in this situation. And plus, this defense don't got really, really good.
And they
Yeah,
young.
they can run. They
Yeah, they
can run.
young. That's a tip for life,
That
people. Stay in your lane.
stay in your lane. So that secondary, that's as good as it gets in the NFL. And
Yeah.
then you got big Chris Jones and all he
Hey,
needs is just some guys with a motor. And that's what
hey,
they do. They just got guys with motors, man.
Chris Jones finna carry Irving them boy. Chris Jones, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah,
Hey,
okay. All right.
I don't blame Chris. I don't
Listen,
blame him. Stay
listen,
right here.
listen, man. They've been negotiating for 2 years on a long-term deal. They don't have one. If somebody give him what he want,
Think he gonna bounce? Think he gonna take the money and not keep winning because they got a chance to run it for a little while, bro.
man, listen to
And
me.
they and you saw what they said they couldn't get two without
Don't
getting
nobody
three.
care about that, man. Don't nobody care about that.
Boy,
Listen to me.
these boys
You
think
got
about three. D. They
you
think
listen,
about three.
man.
They would think about three from the celebration.
Man, I don't care about none of that. Somebody
Okay.
come and offer this dude 4 years, 160, and Kansas City only gonna offer you probably 2 years, 50, and you got a family. I'm Ghost. I'm Ghost. Y'all can't make that up an endorsement. He a D
But the
tackle.
team,
I
but the
can't even tell
team
you what
that's
he look
gonna
like with his
offer,
helmet off.
but the team that's gonna offer that kind of bread is gonna be a garbage team.
So I take it too.
So you
tell
gonna
me
take
you
the three?
wouldn't.
Oh no,
Tell me
I
you wouldn't.
definitely would. I definitely would take the money. I take the
Exactly.
money. I mean,
Exactly.
the lifespan of an NFL player, he already don't exceeded that. So yeah,
Right.
I take
four
the three Super
years.
Bowls and take. I'm like Tyreek. Hey, it was cool, you know what I'm saying, but I
I
wanted to
need
be
my
paid.
money.
I
I
wanted to be
need my money.
paid.
So
Yeah,
so
so yeah, I'm with that. I'm not with that. Nah, I'm gonna stay around for the win championships, bruh. You trying to win championships and get underpaid, you get hurt, then what?
there you go. It'd be different. It'd be different. I would agree with him if they used the Brady method. Brady gave all his
Hmm.
money back to keep
Yeah, he
winning, and
had them.
everybody else got paid.
Yeah, because he had endorsements all over.
Mahomes made
And
40. Mahomes made 45 a year for the next
he
10.
could do the same.
He could, but he ain't.
Oh no, why not?
He,
I'm not
he,
leaving.
he ain't.
I would not bail out the organization
Okay, so
as a
that's my
player.
whole point. If you Chris
I'm
Jones,
not
I'm
bailing out.
not bailing you out either.
That's like people saying about Christian Wilkes, Christian Wilkins with the Dolphins. You got to get a Dolphins a hometown discount. You got to get a Dolphins a look. This is
Man, you
what the
crazy.
market says. I want what the market says. I know I'm not going to get Aaron Donald money because there's only one of him.
Yeah,
But I want what everybody else got
yeah.
because I'm listen. I may not have been a consistent run stopper, but I've been good enough to where
He
they
been
say I'm
pretty
one of the
good.
top. I'm one of the top 10. I want to be paid in that range. No, I ain't giving you no
Listen, man.
hometown discount.
This
I'm sorry.
this 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 all the time, man. He just
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's when you young like that, you shouldn't do nothing but eat, sleep, and play.
that's my dude.
Eat, sleep, and play. Speaking of eat, sleep, and play, I'm gonna go back to this NBA All Star thing that happened. NBA All Star Saturday night. Like I said, the best event for me last night was Sabrina Ionescu going up against Steph Curry. That was pretty good,
that was
man.
must see TV.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
And then she
yeah.
shot. Like I said, she shot from the NBA line,
And
not
was
the DB.
gunning. she
26.
put I just say,
She would have tied Dame if she was in the competition if she made the final. Because Dame
yeah,
won on 26. So
yeah.
she made Stephen Curry.
And she
She
made him
made a great
nervous
shot.
because he needed the last ball.
Yes, he did.
He needed the
So
last ball.
I was
So,
impressed with that. They can miss me with the slam dunk contest right about now.
bruh, I ain't even watched that part. I watched all the skill stuff,
Uh-huh.
and that was it.
I watched I watched it because of Jaime Marquez Jr. I watched it because of that. But to be honest with you, uh-uh, it just didn't work for me at all. I know one thing, Matt McClung is backwards. You know, white men can jump, but apparently he can't shoot, which is why he's not in the why he's not in the NBA.
That's pretty
You know what I'm
much it.
saying?
I gotta open
Because
the door. Give me a
okay,
second.
go ahead. Yeah. But that's why that dude ain't in the NBA right now. That's why. His main reason for not being there is because he can't shoot. Because if he could shoot, he would be on an NBA roster. But he's not on the NBA roster because he just can't shoot. But he can jump. I don't think that cat. What the cat looked like he about what 6'1", and what he was doing. Now he got robbed on the throw the ball between his legs and dunk it. I never seen that before. Like he took the ball off the cat's head and threw it and then dunked it. I was like, that's pretty impressive. Don't know who he is because I, you know what I'm saying. This cat been playing in Gwinnett County somewhere in the.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I'm serious. He been playing in that thing that G League, and they play in Gwinnett County and Osceola and wherever else they play at. They play the G League games at. But he been playing there. So my whole thing is, don't know who he is. Jaylen Brown did all right. Little confused with. I guess he was showing respect to the guys when he was doing their dunks. Then he totally just fluffed the D Brown thing where he dunks the ball and then after he hits the floor, he does this. Like D, like
Yeah.
really, bro? Come on, bro. We know D was looking the whole time when he did it, but come on, bro. After you dunk, you do it. So that was a little confusing. So, but the 3-point contest is the thing. Dame takes it 2 years in a row. We all know Dame can shoot. We all
Yeah.
know that. But speaking of, let me get away from the All-Star game. Doc Rivers took over for Adrian Griffin. The players who knew Adrian Griffin because he was on the staff with Budenhauser. He's on the staff with Budenhauser. You were, what were they, 38 and 13 when
Yeah,
they
they were like,
fired Roy?
yeah.
And
I
now
think
you
he
3
had
and
the best record
7?
for a coach that had ever been fired mid-season. I think, except what's the old boy name, Blatt.
Yeah, but now you 3 and 7 with Doc. I'm a little confused. But that's what y'all said you needed. I need somebody I can respect. I need somebody I can respect. You got him in there now. You can't win. And before the season
Nah,
started, before the season started, I said, "Well, you let go Drew, and that's defense in that backcourt. What you gonna do when the game gets online and teams keep attacking Dame because Dame isn't quite the defensive player on at the point
on
guard
D.
spot as Drew Holiday. What you gonna do?
Right. Yeah, you want my honest opinion on it?
Go ahead.
I have a great amount of respect for Giannis, but it's slowly going away because you
Okay,
can say what you want, people can say what they want. That was a Giannis call. That
all
was a
day, every
Giannis
day,
call,
all day.
and
Mm-hmm.
that ain't something he really had to do.
Hmm.
Y'all can
Hmm.
go ahead. They know I got a family in here.
Exactly.
Uh, no, I'm
mm-hmm.
serious. That was a Giannis thing, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
wanted to blame the coach, but the coach don't play defense, and y'all ain't
Not
playing
at
no
all.
defense with Doc. Effort is something that comes out of y'all. Like when they won a chip, y'all dug in on defense. Y'all ain't played defense really in 2 years. That's why Miami ran y'all out of the building last year because y'all didn't play no defense, and y'all still not playing in defense. Plus, I agree with you. Y'all got worse on defense. Grayson Allen for all his antics
Shenanigans.
was a
Yeah.
very good defender. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wes Matthews, he retired now, I think, but like PJ Tucker, y'all let all y'all defense leave. Now you got a bunch of dudes out there who care about style points. Bobby Portis plays hard, but he's not an elite defender. Lopez don't
Mm-mm.
look overly interested in playing defense no more. And Giannis is
Okay.
just looking for the rebound so he could take off. Dame ain't gonna stay in front of nobody. I think he could try harder than he does. You know what I mean? But and then you got Doc. I'm sorry, I'm not a Doc Rivers hater. All I'm saying is Doc has had a bevy of Hall of Famers, and he got one chip the first year in Boston. They didn't do anything after that. They won a lot of games, but they didn't win. You had let me make sure you had what 4 All-Stars in L.A. with the Clippers, three minimum for a couple years. You didn't get past the second round out there. You know what I mean? You had Harden and Embiid in Philly, and all of those seasons ended in duds. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but you really ain't done much as a coach since that first really good run in Boston. So if y'all were gonna hire somebody, it wouldn't have been him. If it was me, heck, I would have took a run at Mark Jackson just to try it, or
Well,
or or something.
Mark Jackson ain't getting back in the league, and Mark Jackson don't want nothing to do with that. After what happened with him in Golden State, I don't think he wants anything to do with the situation anymore as far as coaching in the NBA, because I think he's had opportunities, and Mark Jackson has just been like, you know what, I'm good.
But
I'm good.
but I don't blame him. I mean, look at what they did to Adrian Griffin. Like you can't justify that. You can't justify that. Like
No, you
you
can't.
can't. You can't
But
justify
it's the
that.
players. They made the call. You're right.
Right.
Giannis made that call. You can't put it on Dame because
He
Dame
just
don't know
got
the
there.
cat. He just got there. So
Yeah.
the only person that can make that type of, hey, look, I'm gonna go upstairs and talk to somebody because I feel like we missing out. We're not playing the same defense or the same style of defense or the
Hmm.
same level of defense that we've been playing. But you ain't playing none last year. Jimmy beat
Nah.
you by himself.
Yeah. Not at all. They didn't play any defense.
4-1.
And the organization to me are just as complicit in it and all that. Cause I'm sorry, y'all go back, people in the NBA. LeBron
Mm,
James thought Eric Spoelstra couldn't coach him. He wanted a big name coach. You know what Pat said? Take your behind back downstairs. You be the player. He gonna be the
mm,
coach. Y'all
mm-hmm.
figure it out.
Mm-hmm. It
All
wasn't
he
even just
do,
that. Dwayne Wade had to get in his ear too. Say, you think it's
yeah, you don't
bad?
want Pat down here.
You don't want Pat down here. You don't want.
but
I'm trying to tell you,
I'm
we're gonna
saying
make this
you
work, but you don't want Pat down here because you think these practices long. don't let, don't
Pat
let Pat
already
come back.
Pat already
Yeah,
doing the body fat test on you. You better let him
boy,
stay there where he at.
you don't want Pat down here. But this is where players have the NBA players have too much control. I agree. It's
Yeah,
a players' league,
and
and I
no
and I and
accountability.
it is because if you got two superstar players, that usually is the formula to win. That is what it is. I mean, we know that. We've seen it: Shaq, Kobe, Kareem, and Magic. We've seen Bird and McHale, Michael and Scotty. So if you got two superstar guys like Dame and Giannis, that should be the formula to win. But you got to have the pieces around them, and those pieces around them got to believe in it and play defense. And if they're not playing the
Uh,
defense that they should, and in Boston, I love how everybody's all over Jason Tatum and that young man Jalen Brown, and they got Porzingis.
bro, they
But
fold in big games.
but I'm lost. Did Miami, after losing in the play-in game to Atlanta,
Well,
they gentlemen sweep the Bucks? Then
right,
and the Knicks, who've gotten better, I get, but Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson don't scare nobody. I'm sorry, they just don't. And
right,
I get they got OG, and I love OG Anunoby. I think he's a very good player. He's a very good two-way player. And then they got Brooks, and then they pick up Bogdanovich. So they got players. And then,
right.
but still, how is it? People say, well, there's only three contenders coming out of the East, and they're like, well, it's Boston, Philly, and Milwaukee. And I'm like, nah, bro, it's wide open on
Man,
that side because
I was just gonna say that. Ain't no favorite.
no, it's wide
Ain't no favorite.
open.
Ain't
Just
no
get
favorite.
me, just get me in the
I,
tournament, and Miami's proven. Just get me there. Just let
yeah.
me get there.
Hey, I tell you what, you said it, but if it's me, if Randall comes back and they can get Mitchell Robinson back, I, listen, I got two dark horses out east: Cleveland and New York. Miami, I think somebody in Miami gonna have an injury. That's just like it generally happens to them around the end of the season. Like it's either Bam or Jimmy. Like Tyler's been out for a while. Like I think injuries are gonna catch up with them. But New York, the way that New York plays, they play hard. They play hard. They're gonna make you work, and they got to do. They can give the ball to and say, "Get us a shot," or go make somebody else one. Like you got that guy that can do that. I think they're gonna get better defensively once Robinson comes back. And then Cleveland's got to be. If Cleveland ain't the biggest team in the league, they close. That is a big team. To me, their only problem is Donovan wants to be the point, and they play better when Garland is the point. If they can never get that settled, they got a deep bench. They got shot blocking. They got shot making. They got your boy Struess that I think Miami should have paid to keep. I do. I think they should have paid to keep him. To me,
I ain't
those
giving.
two
I'm not
teams,
already. I'm already giving Duncan 18, 19. I can't get his cat 18, 19 too. I
man,
can't give
trade
two,
Duncan.
bro. But
Yeah,
Duncan's been playing much better this year. He just don't. He's just not as athletic as Struess. It's a
Yeah,
trade off.
I'm not mad at it. Yeah, you get one of
I'm
the
either
other.
gonna take the yeah, I'm either gonna take the shooting or I'm gonna take
Yeah, you
the
get
role
one of the
player. They
other.
both role players. Yeah,
But
it's
I
one or
don't
the
ha-
other.
I don't have any confidence in Boston when it matters. Like every time Boston see Golden State, they fold. Every time they see the Lakers, they fold. Every time they see the Nuggets, they fold. Like every time they see a team with equal, I call equal value,
Hmm.
they're no show. Now they can whoop up on a lot of other people, but if you look at their record against the top 10 teams in the league, it's probably not that good. It's probably not that
What
good.
do
Every
you
time
think
I see
about?
them, it don't look good.
Let me ask you about this. You mentioned the Warriors. How nice would it have been to see Stephen Curry and LeBron James together?
Oh man, that would have been awesome. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Like people
Yeah,
like, oh man, you stacked. Nah, it would be fun, man. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been
I'd
like
have
a
loved it.
that'd been like a once in a lifetime thing that you gonna
Yeah.
get to see, man. Forget an All Star game, like you get to watch them. Cause like y'all think it was fun with KD, cause it
Oh
was fun.
man,
Don't get it was fun
it was.
with KD, but
But
LeBron is just a different animal.
it would
Now,
have.
depending
But
on what you had to give up,
I would have
you
gave him Clay. I'd
you
have gave him
probably
Clay.
give up Clay and Kaminga. You probably had to give up both of those, but I've
I
taken
give.
that trade off.
That's an easy trade. If I got to
Yeah,
just give up
I'm
Clay and
taking that
Kaminga.
trade off. But man,
Yeah.
you got LBJ flying down the court, pitching it all over
Because
the place. Steph just running free.
somebody's gonna listen. Somebody's gonna have to deal with the Clippers.
Oh man, oh man, yeah.
You're gonna have to
Now,
deal with them.
I tell you what, this is just my thought. There's two
Hmm.
things the Clippers got to worry about. One, you got to worry about playoff James and beat up Kawhi. Listen, people can say what they want, bro. James Harden don't play well in the playoffs. In the
He
last five
don't.
years, I think I've seen him play two good games
I
in the
agree.
playoffs. I don't know what it is. It's like when that calendar flip over, he forget what he doing. He turned into powder puff man. I don't know. And then with Kawhi, like I know every time he falls or get hit hard, all of them hold their breath.
Yeah, you worried.
All of them
But
hold their breath.
but
So
playoff P went to a sports psychiatrist to deal with his playoff bubble situation.
but playoff, but P come to play though. The
Right.
last two playoffs they was in, even when Kawhi was out, him and Russ gave Phoenix a run for their money. Like they wouldn't. All they got to me, all they got to do is make it there healthy. If they can make it to the playoffs healthy, they can come out of the West.
I don't know, man. That big Serbian, bro. That
Man,
big
look,
Serbian, man.
this where everybody go wrong with this dude. I'm gonna
Okay.
break it down for you in simple terms.
Okay.
You do to him what Boston did to Dwight Howard.
Got you.
You let him eat. Listen, 'cause the Clippers especially, you got Plum, you got Zubac, you got a lot of bodies. You just
Okay.
want to
You don't want what's that
he
kid's name? You
Murray
don't
ain't
want
getting no open shots. Michael
okay.
Porter Jr. ain't getting no open shots.
Okay.
What's old Aaron Gordon? Like y'all can stand behind that 3-point line all y'all want. Nobody's leaving you. You listen, everybody got to stay on that guy, and whoever got him, you got him. Because he wants like the way that he affects the game the most is when you let him be a passer. You're not gonna be a passer. You're gonna have 4 assists every night when you play us. You might take a bunch of shots. He don't want to shoot 30 shots. He don't.
No.
He don't want to do it. The only time he want to shoot 30 shots is when he see Anthony Davis. When he see Anthony Davis, he want to shoot 30 shots. He want to shoot as many times as he get it. Cause I think he take it personally that you that big and I'm still able to do this to you. But aside from that, bro, I don't care. You can average 40. I'm not doubling you. I'm not doubling you.
And what is Phoenix? What the Phoenix gonna do with Bill, Booker, Durant?
Lose. I know you like things. You got to look at it. Look at it like this.
Uh
I've
huh.
only seen Brad Beal in the playoffs. I think once. I think I saw him in the
I
playoffs
agree.
once. Him and
That's
John
it.
Wall
That's
one
all
year.
you. That's
I've
all the
seen him in
time
the
you see them
playoffs
is
once.
once.
I've
Right.
seen Book. I've seen Book go in the tank 3 playoff seasons in a row where you like this dude can't find his shot. And I'm sorry, bro. Aside from that Brooklyn series where KD almost got them past Milwaukee, KD ain't really done nothing in the playoffs since he left Golden State. Boston put his clamps on him last year. You would have never knew KD
He
was
couldn't.
out there on the floor
He couldn't.
the way that they
Man,
got beat.
he couldn't
Like
do nothing
he's
in Brooklyn. He tried
he's
though.
yeah, he's extremely efficient, but he's not a playmaker like a lot of the other. Like you can give Braun the ball and be like, Braun, go get everybody shots. He gonna do that. KD don't really do that. KD can get his shot, but
Mm-hmm.
like he's not gonna bring everybody else up. Like he's
I
not gonna
agree.
do that. So if you got some defenders that can just make KD work, I take that. Listen, everybody else, again, same strategy. Listen, you gonna have to beat me by yourself. Everybody else ain't getting no more free shots because I'm not coming to W. I'm just not finna do it. With LeBron, you gotta double LeBron. Like LeBron gonna ruin all your whole defense on the inside because he gonna keep coming down here. KD ain't big enough to just knock people off. Like he
I agree.
tall, but you pulling up, you're not going to the rim. So I think they're gonna lose. I think like they made a little pickup with Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal to me ain't a needle mover.
No,
You're not a
no.
needle mover. They needed a guard.
Mm-mm.
They should have won. That should have been all in on DeJounte Murray. Not LA. It should have been them. I would have gave them whatever else they wanted other than them three to get DeJounte
So
Murray because they needed to.
what about the two upstarts, the Minnesota T-Wolves and OKC Thunder? You know, they right up there. You know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is balling out. They say this cat's an
I,
MVP candidate,
I
and
was
he's
just finna
nice.
say. I,
He's
I I
nice.
I would go with OKC over Minnesota. Uh,
You
reason
don't like
being,
that boy Anthony? That boy Anthony
bro, I
Edwards,
love
boy.
Ant Man. Ant Man might be my favorite person to watch outside of Ja Morant, and Steph Curry.
Yeah,
I
that
love to
boy.
watch them boy play. Bro, where
I
your
don't know about that. I don't know about that Michael Jordan comparison, but that boy,
who that
he
Ant
is
Man?
skilled. Yeah, he
Hey
is
man,
skilled now.
I like Ant Man mentality. Ant Man show up at the arena to kill you. Like he
He
wants to
does.
embarrass you.
Yeah.
Where you going, sir? But
Speaking of speaking of showing up, I gotta get into this because this is one of the craziest things I saw this week, and I gotta get this. I'm gonna switch over from sports real quick because
get over.
one of the best entertaining things I saw this week was Fonnie Willis on that stand. Listen, I didn't watch it live. I was at work, but I watch YouTube a lot, and my
Okay,
YouTube was loaded with what she was doing on that stand. And I'm gonna tell you that if you're not, if you don't look like me and Derek, if your skin tone ain't close to us, you don't know this. One thing about old school black people, they believe in keeping money in the house.
believe it,
I'm gonna try to
believe
told
it,
you.
believe
They
it.
believe in keep, it ain't going no bank. Yeah, they believe in keeping money in the house. And you bet not touch it.
I know you're right.
you
Say it
bet
one more time for everybody. It's bet not. If y'all don't
you
know
bet
what
not
bet
touch
not mean, that
it.
means you better not.
You bet not touch it. That's all I'm gonna say. So I understood when those girls said I keep cash in the house. Now all the other antics that she did, listen, it was quite entertaining to me. I don't care about no professionalism. Professionalism is out the window in politics or anything nowadays.
I was
It's
just
just
finna
out the
say
window.
they want us to
Yeah,
be professional. They act
yeah.
however they
You
want
want
to
her to
act.
be you intrusive in this lady's personal life, and you want to air it from the public and call her out and say she need a man and all that stuff. She had a right to defend herself by any means necessary and said how she wants to,
Hey,
what attitude she gave. I don't
hey,
care.
hey, she
It was
bought it though.
entertaining.
I
But
am
she,
not on trial,
bruh,
people.
I'm trying to tell you,
They on trial.
it's stand on business. It's stand on business. What if the stand on business need a face or
That
need
was it.
that was it right there. What she did. And that's my whole thing. But like I said, and then let's be clear what this is about. Dare says she hired this cat, this Nathan Wade cat, so she could benefit financially to go after Donald Trump. That's what this is all about. It ain't got nothing to do with they messed around with each other because there's no law against it. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's all about the fact that they're saying she specifically hired this dude to
Okay.
get a financial benefit to go after Donald Trump. That's what they're saying that's got to be proven. What's your thoughts, man?
You know what my thought is?
What's
My
that?
people are literally going to do anything to make Donald Trump be a good guy. They just they are, and this is the thing. Like I keep saying, I personally don't have an issue with Donald Trump. I think
Me
Donald
either.
Trump is who he is. He is who he is. He's just like every other human on this earth. He got some good qualities and some bad ones. The only
Mm-hmm.
difference is the other people can't make decisions for your life. That's literally the only thing. Well, like, oh man, I really don't even care. I don't care, but I loved her response though. Like her response was classic. Listen. Y'all want to make this personal? All right, okay, that's great, fine. I'm not on trial. I'm not on
They on
trial.
trial.
These people are on trial for trying to steal an election. Cause so can we just move on? It don't matter what I was doing with whoever I was doing it with. Do y'all really
Right.
listen? What she should have said was, do y'all really want me to start telling all the stuff I actually know about most of y'all? Listen, do y'all want me to start writing on the ground like Jesus started doing? Listen,
Uh,
listen, such and
uh,
such got this many
uh,
girlfriends. He got 2
uh.
extra apartments that his wife don't know about. She got 6 boyfriends that she rotate on her trips and they can't go to certain like, listen, I'd have been like, hey, look, I ain't lying. I'd have been like, cut the camera off for a minute. Listen, y'all really want to do this?
Don't come on the cameras. All these
No, I'm
D.
telling you. Listen, I
That
would have gave him a
AJC,
chance.
the Atlanta Journal Constitution, who I read this online. All these lawyers know each other.
Right.
They
That's
know
my
Nathan
whole
Wade.
point.
The ones that were questioning him, they know this cat. They know her.
Right.
So they know she can bring it.
Right.
You know what
Which
I'm saying?
means
And there's things, but she chose to say, look, I'm going to defend my name. Y'all ain't going to keep sullying my name or whatever. And this ain't really about me going on no trips with this cat. Because ain't none of that. And why would I hire this dude? Wait a second. So you mean to tell me I'm going to hire this cat to go on trips?
I know she don't need no gigolo.
That
And
girl say,
she's not an ugly woman. She actually is a very nice looking lady.
man, bro, and stand on business was a witness.
That was it.
That was it.
That
That
was it.
girl was playing, man. That girl was real about that. And to me, it was quite entertaining. Listen, I grew up black and I'm still brown. So that didn't bother me one bit.
It don't come off.
And it ain't coming off. Listen, my sister is like that. And my sister got about 5 degrees. Play with it if you want to. That same attitude she gave. That same attitude she gave. My sister can bring it just like that too, but she can also be professional. And to me, I didn't see anything unprofessional about it. But then again, it's a cultural thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
There you go.
definitely,
And that's the whole point.
yeah, it's
We
definitely a
always have
cultural
to be
thing.
the docile people. We have to
Man,
allow you to say
it's so-
anything to us. It's okay.
man.
Yes, sir, Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler, you can suck my big toe. You better
But
get out my face. Don't bring that over
hey,
here.
like
You
she
grown.
said,
We grown in here.
that girl, I knew, see, I didn't see it live, but when I watched it and I saw her walk in and throw that paper and put that hand on that hip, I said, oh, it's about to be good.
Hey, you know what? Zach sent it to me. That's what made me go watch
I said, oh, this about to be real good because
it.
I
Man,
know that attitude. I've been with plenty of black women to know that attitude with, oh, you got the right one today. You got the right one today. I'm ready. That girl say, wave it. I'm ready. She tossed that
I
paper. I
know.
was like,
Let's do it.
that dude. So to me, that's the most entertaining thing I saw. Then I saw this morning, D. Why
What
you
happened this morning, man?
why your boy selling $399 sneakers, bro?
Who? I
Donald
missed
Trump.
that. What kind of shoe he got? He got the Air Trump.
I don't know what they call them.
Hey, I missed all that.
The man is selling $399 sneakers.
Hey, man,
And
he
I
said, well,
saw a
Bob
meme.
Mom
I
can
wish
do
I
it. I
could
can
put it
do
up
it
there.
too.
I rolled. There's a meme out there where they show his supporters. You know that the word is his supporters ain't the most affluent. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And they wear the $399 sneakers, but they look like how they usually look. You got to see it. It's hilarious. It is absolutely. Again, I'm with you. Donald Trump don't bother me one bit because listen, I don't. I don't expect much from old white men. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't.
Bro,
I expect them to
yo,
be.
and they
You
sold
see it?
out. They sold out. They called the never surrender. It's
See,
got a big T on the side of it. It looked like a bootleg
see,
Air Force. It looked like a bootleg Air Force One.
D, 399.
$99. And they are sold out.
Bro, I know the economy is supposed to be doing real well, but they doing it like that.
They sold out, bro. I'm looking at it right now. They are literally sold out. Of hold on, and they sold out of
Oh,
every size.
I
I
guess he'll
wouldn't
get.
believe if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't believe it.
I guess he's gonna be able to pay that 378 or
Wait,
380
wait,
something million
wait,
dollars you got to pay.
wait, bro.
That
They
boy
got
gonna,
another pair called the POTUS 45s. They 200.
is Nike in on this,
Bro, I don't know. I can't see it. This
or
US.
is this or is this LeVar Ball?
That's a, no, bro. He got cologne. He got Trump victory for $99
Is
for
that sold out?
men.
That's sold out
Uh,
too.
nah, it's on pre-order. You can get it in June. It's $120. Hey, this dude a genius. I ain't
Hey,
even mad. That dude is a genius.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
This dude a
And
genius, bro.
for those of you who say, yeah, they funny, he try to disrupt the market. See, look, both of these sides corrupt to me. So that's just the way I say. Now, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm sorry. I just can't. Donald Trump is just a little bit too gone for me. I can't vote for him. But he don't bother me. He just don't. I don't even know why they cover this dude this much because he say the most dumbest things and they still cover him. And then they say, well, he's slipping. They both slipping. Joe Biden old too.
Hey, you
Joe
heard,
Joe
hey,
Biden Joe Biden think the president of Switzerland is in Mexico, so they both
bro.
slipping to me.
Listen, bro. You heard what what's old boy name? Cat Williams said, y'all gave Paul Paul the job. And you know, you know, Cat Williams said,
Man,
don't get mad. Don't
yeah,
get
and
mad
y'all
because
got
Paul Paul is doing Paul Paul stuff. Y'all gave him the job.
the man
We did.
old.
Yeah, we
He's
did.
old.
He's a good hearted dude, but he's just an older man.
Old man. He's
He-
old. They both old. I'm with John Stewart. Can we get anybody else? Anybody else want to run for
I
president?
know. Listen, can we try to pick somebody? Let us have a
Thank
shot
you.
at it.
Let
Can
us
listen.
let us get anybody else but these two old dudes, man. For real. Because it's like, and then these people that's passionate about whatever side they on, left or the right, they dig at the other one, and and you say to yourself, they both old. So I don't understand what y'all got going on, but that's why to me, politics is what it is. I don't get upset about it. I don't get upset about Donald Trump. I
at,
just don't.
at all. For what? What you gonna be mad about?
Listen,
There's literally no point to be mad. I see people get like really pissed, like they be all in their feelings and I hate him. I'm like, man, he's a person.
it, it,
You wanna do something for yourself? Believe in Jesus. That's the best thing I got
that's
for you.
it. That's all you can do.
That is
And
literally the best thing you can do.
you better pray either way, whoever's in office.
Yeah, believe in Jesus. That's all I got for you. Anything outside of that, you're on your own anyway.
Hey, man, listen, ain't neither.
All
And
right.
and if you look like us and your skin tone close to us, neither one of them ain't done nothing for us.
Not at all. I've seen people they're getting fights about President Barack Obama. I'm not hating on President Barack Obama, not one little bit. I just think we didn't get a lot of stuff during that
Listen,
time. We caught
like
a
bro
lot of
say,
hell.
he couldn't be the black president only. So I felt him. I felt him what he had to do as far as where his support came from.
Yeah,
I
he did what he could
understood,
do.
but for real, it ain't much change under him either. There's still a big gap in income
Yeah,
between people that look like me and the majority people. So
yeah.
unemployment is still high in my community. Some of that is on some of us. Don't want to go get a job. Can't blame the
Abs-
man for
ab-
everything.
absolutely.
Yes, and the streets that were got potholes in them and they not taken care of, they still ain't got.
They
They
still ain't
still
got
not.
no the hole ain't been patched yet.
Exactly. So a lot of that is, hey man, look, the system is designed to keep us where we at, and you can fall victim to it and say, hey, that's the excuse, that's what it is. But or you can try to do the best you can. Now, if they don't reward you, we're gonna do what you're gonna do. Go educate yourself, get your own business, or what I'm saying, do what you need to do. That's what the system is designed for.
You
The
got
system
it.
is designed to keep us behind the eight ball. It's only designed to let a few of us in anyway. And the only ones they want to really let in is the ones that entertain them. That's either athletes or singers or dancers. You know what I'm saying? So, or musicians. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And read, understand, put some knowledge in your head. Then you won't be
Hey,
so uptight about all this
stop, boy.
political gibble. And
Mumbo jumbo.
yeah, and stay on social media.
Thank you. Hey, you know my philosophy. People are a lot happier when they minded their own business.
You can't mind your own business when you're
I
on there.
I
And,
would
and
God
a
damn.
lot of that is people do compare yourself to what you see on that social media if you want to.
Yeah,
People
and
put
half
what
that
they
stuff
want you to
ain't
see.
real. I show y'all how this is how a real man treat his wife. Hey man, shut up. Derrick Jackson told y'all that junk.
Oh, okay,
He was tearing that other woman up. On there, all y'all breaking up
I'm
with
trying
y'all
to tell you.
boyfriends and husbands because he said so. He got 2, 3 girlfriends. Sorry, bro. It happened. I don't know you. I'm just saying it happened. It did happen. So you know what I mean?
And
There's a
that's
lot of them that be on there be saying all this stuff and people be believing that stuff is not real, man. I'm like, listen, the great Bernie Mac said, believe yourself.
that,
If you don't
that's
believe in
all you can do.
God, just believe yourself. Stop believing everything you see
It's
and
all believe
everything somebody
everything you
tell you.
see. And we
And
need to try
everybody
to
online ain't your role model.
everybody in the public eye ain't your role model. And another thing
Made me
we
mad.
I wish we could do. I wish we do. I wish we could stop falling for foolishness. And
Oh
I got
man.
nothing against Shannon Sharp. You, bro, that's your lane. That's what you do. Listen, this podcast thing, people are trying to
Hey,
get clicks left and right. I understand it, and he's
hey,
found that avenue to get the clicks.
yeah,
But,
he
bro,
eating.
can we just come on,
Can
man?
we move
Really?
on?
Can we
Can
move
we
on,
move
man?
on? Yeah.
Monique been saying this for what? When Precious came out in 2005, she been
Bro,
saying this for that long.
it
Bro,
been
it's
a minute.
2024. It's
It been a
2024,
minute.
bro. We don't heard all this. So can we just try it? That's the one thing we just can't do. We can't come together at all.
Brother.
I just and then we eat this foolishness. We eat that kind of stuff. It shouldn't matter to none of us. Because one, she's gonna make more in a show in one show than some of us were making 2, 3 years working out here.
You got it.
It's nothing
Oh,
against her.
yeah.
You got real problems, and that's a real problem for her, but ain't a real problem for me. So why should
I
I
know you're
care?
right.
She underpaid compared to her white counterparts. I don't watch them either.
Good point. Very good
I,
point.
I don't watch her, and I don't
Don't
watch
watch
them.
them.
So it doesn't matter.
I
What
agree.
difference does it make? And I
I agree.
appreciate y'all that watch this show. I wish what we would like to do. We like to include all y'all. Y'all come on. You know what I'm saying? Don't just shoot me those.
Yeah,
Uh,
holler at us.
yeah,
I'm
holler. Just come on. You can voice your opinion. If you disagree, you disagree. Ain't nobody gonna listen. I can't
you're
touch
not gonna
Derek right
get
now.
mad.
Bro, I can't do that. Derek all the way in Tallahassee. I'm in Miami. I can't do nothing. Only thing we can do is just say, okay, well, that's your point. That's your point of view. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Don't mean I have to agree with it. And we ain't gonna sit here and argue with each other and call names and do all that stuff. That's one of the things I want to really change in how I approach this. I was like, look, I'm getting out of that. I don't want to be in this negativity. You know what I'm saying? Even though I said I don't care for what that dude is doing, hey, that's his
Hey,
thing.
I
It
think
just
it's
ain't for
genius.
me. Hey,
Yeah, as a business person, it's genius. Yeah, I'm
right,
not
but
a
it's
hater. I'm
exactly, but it's not for me, and I have the
right.
right to say, well, I don't want to watch it. That don't
Yeah.
mean he doing it. That don't mean anything he's doing wrong, or he should stop doing it. No, and it's the same thing I say
Oh,
about Jason Whitlock,
oh
because,
God. This don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not a
but
fan of his at all.
you know what? I give him the same respect I give anybody else. I don't have to watch it. I don't have to watch it. I might not agree, but I don't have to watch it. But I do appreciate y'all watching this. Thank you guys so much for your time. D, I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, man. Much love,
I
man.
appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Nope, not March Madness yet. So I got 1 week to try to learn who's the top basketball team in the country because I have not watched no
I think
college
it's
basketball.
UConn right now.
Okay,
I
so
think
and they won a
UConn
national
men are number
championship
one.
last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think
All
the
right. So
UConn
I'm
men
gonna
are
try to
one right.
catch up next week, be a little bit more informed to see who I think will possibly make a postseason run in the March Madness tournament. I wish the football would follow what the basketball do so we can have some real national champions around here. But that's what we might be getting this year. So again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Say a prayer for somebody because prayer changes things.
NCAA will be back this year.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I hope we can do. We gotta be able to do it online, D, so we can do our little thing.
Man,
So you know what I'm saying.
man, you
I
know what it
gotta
is.
get my sticks ready. I gotta
You
get
know
my
what it
sticks
is.
ready. All right, dog. I'll holler.
All right, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.